Hey homemakers, in this video I'm going to freshen up this birdhouse. If you want to see that process, keep watching. If you're new to my channel, I'm Denise Jordan and I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. So if you want to learn more about the art and science of homemaking, subscribe and double tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Okay, let's get into it. One of the things that I think is so important is that my front porch, my front walkway, the front of my home is welcoming to visitors. And that includes my little feathered friends. So I've got this little birdhouse that I've had sitting out there on the porch for about the last 8 or 9 years, and the sunflowers have faded and the little checkerboard square rooftop has faded, and then the little thing here on top to hang it with has also broken. So I thought I would just give it a little refresh, just a little touch up with some paint, and then put it back out there. And I will say that this touch-up was inspired by a challenge, or shall I say a collaboration, issued by Leah Rowe at Junkernecker and Indie-Anne Jones. Isn't that a cute name, Indie-Anne Jones? But I thought this would be a good time to go ahead and freshen this up. So let's get that started. Now, what do I need to take care of this very simple project? Well, first of all, I've got some yellow paint, and this is just Folk Art Outdoor Exterior, and I picked it up at Joann's. And then this is a red, also outdoor exterior paint, but it's the color paint, the color red that's on our house actually. So I'm going to use the red and the yellow on the roof, and then some painter's tape to make my little checkerboard squares, and then some paintbrushes. And I raided my husband's studio and I got a couple, or let's say a trio of different brushes to see which one I would need the best, and then just something to put the paint in. So those are the things that I need to get started. But I think I'm going to need a little help from him because I'm not sure what to do about these rusty little hinges. So I'll get him to come help me sort that out. Is called Lemon Custard. It's a nice bright yellow. I use the smallest paintbrush and tried just using the tip to paint on the petals. I thought I'd better stop the story that I'm listening to. It's another audio book, and it is the Jude Devereaux's Moonlight in the Morning, and I'm always listening to something when I'm working, and this just happens to be what I'm listening to today. But I'm really pleased with the way things are turning out so far. So I've got the roof done and I've got the flowers done, so I'm going to need to let this dry. So it'll probably take an hour or so for it to dry, and then I'm going to take the painter's tape and then crisscross a couple places and then paint over that area in red so that I get the checkerboard pattern on the top. So I'll clean up the yellow while I give this time to dry. So I'll take this opportunity to thank Leah Rowe at Junkernecker and Anne at Indie-Anne Jones for hosting this collaboration, because it gave me the opportunity to go ahead and just tweak this little birdhouse. And I have to tell you, the name of their collaboration, or their challenge I should say, is Home Tweet Home. And I always have a couple of birdhouses on the porch, and then of course in the back I've got several bird feeders and different things like that. I just love birds, and this gave me the opportunity to share that with all of you. If you are not familiar with Indie-Anne Jones or Leah Rowe at Junkernecker, I will link their channels below in the description box, and I will also link the playlist in the description box so that you can check that out as well, because there will be a lot of other creators joining them in this Home Tweet Home challenge, because I mean, after all, who doesn't love birdhouses? And Indie-Anne and Leah Rowe both have amazing, amazing content on their channels, and they are lovely ladies, and I really think you will enjoy the content they have to share. So go on over and check them out and let them know Denise sent you, and be sure and check out the videos on the playlist as well. So my question for you is this: do you just like birdhouses to decorate your home with, your porch, your patio? Or do you also like to attract the birds to come so that you can watch your feathered friends at play in your yard? Tell me in the comment section below. So I'm going to go ahead and get this yellow cleaned up. And it just cleans up with soap and water. And I'll let that dry, and then I'll come back and take care of the red. The sunflowers had just a little bit of white to help define the petals, so I picked those out with the flat edge of a toothpick. Well, I've got the first set of red squares on here, and I've taken the painter tape off, and so far so good, but I'm going to have to do a little bit of a touch-up. Anyway, I'm going to let this dry and I'll come back. See you in a little bit. I went ahead and applied the second layer of red paint off camera. I let it sit for a couple of hours, and then it was time to take the painter's tape off. Well, here you go. It's all done, and I am really pleased with the way this turned out. My little checkerboard top, or rooftop here on the birdhouse is done, and then I touched up the little flowers here, and I like what I ended up with. Here I had to kind of tweak the sunflowers just a little bit, and I decided not to make the centers as red as the checkerboard on the roof because I like that kind of a rusty brown look there. I want to thank Leah Rowe at Junkernecker and Anne at Indie-Anne Jones again for hosting this challenge and inspiring me to just do a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of refurbishing, just to make my own front porch just a little bit more inviting. And let me say to my young homemakers once again, try new things. When I was a young homemaker, I didn't try a lot of things, painting and using drills and all that kind of thing, because my husband did all that kind of thing. So I'm learning some of these things late in life, but I encourage you to give it a try. If it doesn't turn out right, just try it again. And if you like this video, check out my DIY where I showed you how to make a flower box from a flower crate. And just so you know, I've raised 3 children, and I've managed a home for more than 45 years. So if you want to learn more about the art and science of homemaking, subscribe. I can teach you to be a traditional homemaker in an untraditional world. In the meantime, this is Denise Jordan saying, you are not done yet. Click on the link in the comment section below and check out my video on how to make a flower box out of a flower crate. I'll see you next time.